Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. So, well, I would like to talk about our Bible Christian friends today.
Yes, okay,
Yes,
that's a big topic.
it's a big topic
Yeah.
because we love them. We love them so very much.
Well, we love everyone except those who molest
except for,
children.
except for the assholes. we don't like assholes. I don't know how about you, but otherwise,
like evil assholes.
without empathy and who like to ritually sacrifice people and animals for their own
Gain.
gain.
Gain? Who gains?
Yeah, anyway. No. But maybe that's a bit... Is that too big to say, all this stuff? Or do we just talk?
Yeah.
Like what we really think and feel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that's the whole premise.
Maybe that's the premise. Okay. So, well, we come from the so-called New Age spiritual community, and many of our...
Well, you don't. You come from a Christian family.
Well, I come from a Christian background, yes. And I've been Christian. I've also been a believer in Norse mythology, and I've been a communist, and I've been many other things. And right now I'm pretty staunchly conservative. I think there are two genders, for instance.
Oh, actually, there's three. There are three, because is it called hermaphrodite?
Yeah, there are hermaphrodites.
Yeah, because it's something with the genomes.
Yeah. But there's an XX chromosome and XY chromosome, and that's about it. So anyway, that was not the thing. The thing was with our Bible Christian friends, like we really, really love them, and many of them come out of the also spiritual New Age community as well. And what we see is jumping from one outer extremity position to another one, where before it was like energies and crystals and stuff like that, and then suddenly it's only the Bible, and everything in the Bible is the truth. And well, I'd like to say we know for a fact, but we don't know anything for a fact because our history has been completely occluded. But according to believable history, at least, what we call the Bible is an amalgam of some books, and a lot of books have been taken out.
And like 700
books or
that's
more.
A lot.
That's a lot of books. And a lot of stories have been taken out. A lot of context has been taken out, and it's been taken out by people who may not have humanity's best interest at heart. They have control at heart, if they have a heart, and that's the whole issue. Like, so we go from one extremity where there's also some control, and then we go to the other extremity where there's a lot of control as well. And one of the things is, when people jump to this Bible Christianity, as I like to call it, is that people put away their own responsibility by handing everything over to the authority of the Bible and to the figure of Christ. And there's a Christ consciousness that is descending on us all right now and coming out through us and lifting us up.
But they think that is evil too.
Yeah. And that there's a man who was the Son of God, the only Son of God, by the way, even though we're all created in his image, then the only Son of God. And he took all the sins upon him, so we have no more culpability. We don't have, and a lot of Christians we see say, well, now I can sleep safe and sound because Christ took away all my sin. And that's another word, the sin thing. But we are here, we are responsible for the actions that we take, and we are in constant communication with God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it God. And there's no medium between us and God. I mean, we are expressions of God. It put us here for a reason. And jumping to to this other outer position takes you away from God, because you're putting the book between you and God, and you're putting Christ between you and God.
Yeah, and we talked about earlier, it's like if you believe in the Middle Ages, and that it was like we've been told, which I don't anymore. But that picture of people going to church and everything was in Latin.
Yeah.
And you had to go to church, otherwise you would be killed, right?
And you would be ostracized from your community.
Yeah.
Like every Sunday.
Yeah, you had to be there, but you're not able to understand what they were talking about. And then you had to go through the minister to, if you had a request to God or a wish or something, or if you had made some kind of sin.
By the power vested in
me. The priest he was the only one who could help you with that. And we went to a Catholic church a month ago when we were in Germany someplace, and everywhere there were like prayers to Mother Mary. Please carry, or please
to intervene on behalf of the human, of the person.
Yeah. So the prayer, so the prayer was, could you please send my prayers to God for me? So you could no longer access God within yourself or within anywhere. You need someone else outside of you, either a priest or Mother Mary, or maybe Christ, or the Bible or something.
There's a lot of saints as well you can use, but
angels and saints, to get your message to God. So it separates you from God once again. And I see a lot of people studying the Bible now, and they're like, nature is not God. And I haven't read the Bible. I haven't. And I never did, but I have always communicated with God and Christ since I was too young to remember. And I find it really weird that people have forgotten where they came from. I think I get confused by it when people say, God is not in nature. Nature is not God, and you are not God. And and it's all they create all this separation, and at the same time they're talking about something evil that we have to move away from. And and then suddenly something good like nature is becoming evil too, or not a part of God. I was like, but wasn't that the whole thing? That God is in everything. God has created everything and is everything. It's everywhere. It's in this phone too. It's in all the molecules. It's in this necklace. It's in me. It's the same stuff everything is made of. It's the same energy. We're inseparable from everything. You cannot separate yourself from God, or I cannot separate myself from this energy this necklace is made of from.
So before this world existed, there was only the consciousness of God. And then, according to the Bible and everything else, God spoke the world into existence. And everything from that on is an extension of whatever was spoken into existence. It's an unfoldment of that. So there's nothing in this world that cannot be of God. Even the evil assholes are an extension of God. Everything is an extension of God. So there cannot be anything out there or in here that is not God, even how good or bad it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you cannot...
The more I think about it, the more confused I become with the people who says that this is evil and this is good.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start separating us from what is good too. And just clinging on to what has been written in the Bible by maybe evil people.
Yeah.
I don't think they have been allowed to alter every word, but I think it's like everything else that we have discovered is like it's just tweaked just a tiny bit, and that is enough. That is enough to just tweak it a tiny bit, because then you don't get the whole truth, and the further you go down the road, the bigger the bend will be. So we become further and further led astray from the truth. So, for instance, in the Bible, the word they use for Mother Mary is virgin, but in fact it was like a young lady. And you see how we have, called her a virgin all those years, and it's become like a big thing, and people has been arguing about it, and it's just like a tiny, and that is enough for us to get confused. When we don't get the whole truth, we get unstable. And we get and we don't know which choices to make and how to, which words to use and how to live our lives, and it becomes further and further away from the truth. And we see that in everything.
Yeah, it's getting more and more twisted.
More and more twisted, and now people are saying, "Can't you see how it's all upside down right now?" But people are so invested in all the lies that they think are truth that they cannot let it go. Because if everything is upside down, then their entire lives are based on lies too. And that'll hurt, because a life is rather short. It's really short, and if you're like 50, 60, 70 years old and you discovered that you have led your life down like a path full of lies, was it wasted? And now you have like 5-10 years left. Is that enough time to turn your life around? Like literally? We talked to a lady the other day. We bought a camping toilet from her, and we parked our camper van next to her house, and she said, "Wow, that's the dream." And we said, "Yeah, well, we've been out on the road for 7 months with our family. We pulled the plug from society, and we drove out into the world to see what was going to happen and if we could thrive, trying to live in another way." And she said, "Yeah, that's the right thing to do," because she had recently retired, and now her parents just died. And she said, "Now I have the time to reflect over my life, and I am thinking, was it worth it? All my work life, she worked for 50 years maybe. Was it worth it? Maybe she didn't love her work. It was just a work to get money,
Yeah.
and spend time away from her family every day.
Sending the kids to school, shouting at the kids in the morning, separating herself from her kids, separating herself from her family, and then coming back when everyone is wasted after a long day in school.
And now she has the time for them, and they're adults now, and they don't have time for her. And her parents are dead.
Repeating the same pattern.
Yeah. So that was really sad. So she said, "Yes, this is what we need to do. Just go out and live our lives right now."
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that was a detour.
Yeah, that was a bit of a detour from the topic.
But everything is connected, like this necklace and me. Yeah. It's the same energy, even though it looks like a necklace made of amber, and I look like I'm made out of meat and bones and hair. But it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same energy, and we're inseparable. Like we're inseparable to God, because God is all the energy here. This is what we call God. It is everything. But what I have seen and what I feel is that because all this, what we call evil, if we imagine a pendulum, and it swings all the way over here, and now we can see all the evil stuff, all where people are making wars, and they are using aborted fetal cells as ingredients in chips and Pepsi and Coca.
Here we said something that YouTube did not like.
Yes, it's a thing. So we can see all the nasty stuff, all the things we do not want. We can all agree on that, except for the few. We don't want this. But so a pendulum, it cannot swing to here. It will swing all the way over here. So I think a lot of people have chosen to be a Bible Christian.
Mm-hmm.
To even it out.
Yeah.
Because what we see in the Bible is it's evil and it's good. So I think this is why we need to have people who go all the way over here to balance it out. But we don't want either of these sides, because when you go over here, the pendulum must swing all the way back again.
Yeah.
It's two extremes. It's like the political parties. Two extremes. We don't want the extremes anymore. We want the pendulum to go down here, where we can be still, and we can make decisions, where we have all the truths, and we can make the decisions that so we can make a world that works for everyone.
And make it from calm. make the decisions from a calm place.
Yeah. This is too wild, and we all can feel it right now. It's too extreme. We are in a roller coaster every single day. It's too much.
Right.
So, yeah.
So we love you. All of you.
Yeah, and if you love the Bible, go on and love the Bible. I haven't read the Bible. I will read it one day when I know it's the truth. Otherwise, my perception of God will be polluted. I have this knowledge in me, and I've had it since I was a baby, since forever. And I can feel where I come from, and I won't have it polluted by evil men, because they are, I don't know what they are, but I won't.
They are an extreme that we need for us to wake up. They also have to be there. But now, they had to be there, and now it's time for this chapter to be closed.
Yeah.
So we can move on to the next loving chapter, where we can all play together in harmony and calm and love, and not be exploited or exploiting each other. And no more traumatization. Just love. Thank you.